NFL 24. And coming up, we'll see Kenneth Walker. He had a nice effort a week ago with a pair of touchdowns. It's the Saints and the Texans on Sunday Night Primetime.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And here's a Louisiana native from the town of Jennings. It's Travis Etienne. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, this defense for the Saints, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. Now inside the 25. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Houston. Travis Etienne. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Texans put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. The underdog here is showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we weren't in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you somewhere along the way the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today. They may be the team that's supposed to be superior, but we're not backing down to anyone.
And on the road, no less, setting the tone. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This taken in right around the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be let out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort, north of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
1st and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll run here with Evans. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Jalen Waddle, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Moody good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Pickett back to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Pickett lost it, and this is picked up by the Saints. And it won't count for 6. He's brought down, but inside the 5, first and goal at the 4-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Saints have taken the lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
The extra point try now for Moody. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Houston set to take over. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Pickett will look to throw it here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Here's Pickett. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
When you look at the Saints defense, it's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that it's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4. That's quickly out wide to Davis. Only able to gain a couple there. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll run with Etienne. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Travis Etienne with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. Here's Pickett on 2nd down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. Texans football to start quarter 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Back to throw, Pickett. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Micah Parsons, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. They'll drop to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Now, that's absolutely terrific technique right there by the corner. Exhibit A. Zone coverage, knew where his man was in relation to the football at all times, and made a nice play.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Well, now they'll try the end around. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Running right, here's Walker. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 17 there, and a New Orleans first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Saints at 8-1 on the year. They come in here hot. I mean, over the last 9, Charles, they are 8-1.
And that record, the way that they're playing, they've proven to me, and I think anyone else in the league, that they're able to go toe-to-toe with anyone, and they look forward to the challenge.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll look to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23.
But we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Back to throw here. And he fires one, but incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Houston's offense taking over again. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Micah Parsons in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Pickett. Over the middle, complete. That's Davis.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit. Guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved him out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On second down, a run with Evans. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Texans will take over. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides. But sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, Pickett. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
On third down, here's Etienne. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Pickett. And this is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Operating from the gun. Pickett. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. Right back to Davis. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 23. A gain there of 21 yards.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Pickett sets up play action. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. If this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Throwing on 3rd down, here's Pickett. Now, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. 4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Gay's kick is good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here.
Right there, right there.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Looking to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Texans will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Pickett. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Pickett looking to throw on 2nd down. This one caught by Davis. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Final play of the first half. Here's Pickett. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So nothing separating these two teams as we head to the break all square. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville, where it was the Jaguars who pick up the win at home. Trevor Lawrence leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we'll jet north to Ohio to check in on the Browns at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Justin Fields, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half, because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
2nd and 10. Running left is Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. 1st and 10. Here's Pickett. Getting the football to Davis on an out route. Ball at the 23. 2nd and 8. They'll try the left side with Etienne. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. Returning it, here's Hamler. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On 2nd down, it's Walker. Able to fight through one tackle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And, boy, here's a sight you don't want to see. Ken Walker injured on that last play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And some space here. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 67 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
A give, running right, Achane. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
And his kick is indeed good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Pickett back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. A 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So here are the Saints to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut outfield. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Into space at the 45. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker, or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
Throw left side complete. That's Collier. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 65 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Now a throw in the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And his kick is good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. A 2nd field goal here in this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And now out comes Houston. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Pickett now on 1st down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now left side on the swing pass. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. Pickett will look to throw it here. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. It won't necessarily reflect in hours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
That's such a close game, a very big one. So possession goes over here on the punt. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Here's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Saints add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And of course on the 2-point try had the option to run or pass. They pass it there and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Texans offense set to regain possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A good run there to start the drive. 13 yards, 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Pickett to throw on 1st down. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Pickett. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Pickett, 4th down, desperation time. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. Past the 20. Flop. Touchdown. New Orleans. Jalen Waddle. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Saints are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the first down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Now Moody for the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And here comes the Texans now.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They need 12 here. It's 3rd down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Let's take it inside his own 40. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And they will take over 1st and 10. New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Running right, here's Achane. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front. Good blocking. Nice hold.
Touchdown, Saints. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Saints up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
An extra point try now for Moody. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Houston set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Huntley looks to throw again on 2nd and 10. He's got it to Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. On 1st and 10, Huntley. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Here's Huntley. And this is going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Collier. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. He's into space past the 25. Down the right sideline. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their totals. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. And when that receiver is at a full head of steam, if you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Huntley. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Looking to throw here, Huntley. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on third down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. We're up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
To the right side, this is Walker.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Now back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
And the Texans will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Throwing on 1st and 10, Huntley. To the right side here, caught by Kincaid.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. One final shot. They'll look to throw.
That is caught. Kincaid with it. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
This game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for New Orleans, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.